Two sides now split in the centre of the field. Ian has made his way down to the commentary position. Just noticed, looking at the team sheet, Ian, that the ball boys are from Huntington Rovers, the ball boys and ball girls, so of course they'll be top notch, I suppose.
Absolutely outstanding ball boys. I know one of them, young Oliver Ward, who was Matty's son, is one of the ball boys. Highlight of his season, he said, so far today, so they're really looking forward to it, and he will get an absolute telling off if he doesn't do a good job.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. The match gets underway. Needham Market get us underway, kicking towards the south stand. The north stand not open here today, once again. And the far side of the ground, the west stand, only open for Needham Market supporters. For whatever reason, they've decided to put them in over that far side. As City managed to break forward with Akinyemi, who has started here on the left-hand side. Ball comes off the Needham Market defender near the corner flag. That'll be a York City throw-in.
I think you called it right, David. 4-3-3 is the formation with Burgess on the right-hand side.
Well, I didn't call 4-3-3, but I did think that Depot could be playing out on that left-hand side. I was told it was 4-3, and I just presumed it would be 4-3-1-2, but it is 4-3-3. You're correct. So Burgess playing sort of as a right-hand-sided striker. Depot Akinyemi on the left with John Lewis through the centre.
Yeah, I was with you. I thought it would be Burgess just in behind the front two, but yeah, this is what Neil Ardley's gone with this afternoon.
Will Smith continuing to play on the left-hand side of the York City defence. From my memory, I always saw him as the right-hand-sided defender at Harrogate Town, but of course, again, Neil Ardley talks about the imbalance of his squad. He's overloaded really with the right-hand-sided centre-backs and no one that really wants to play on the left if Crooks isn't playing as a centre-back. Yeah, and I think Tyler Cordner, I mean, one of his attributes is that right peg. He can ping a ball, so he needs to be in the sort of the position where he can use that long-ranging pass of his. City going to see lots of the ball, you would have thought, this afternoon. They're having all the possession so far. Needham Market in an all-yellow kit. Forward to John Lewis to hold off the Needham Market strike defender, and he pings it out to Ryan Fallowfield. Just over halfway, he goes infield to Batty. Batty decides to move the ball across the left-hand side to Smith. Everyone now in the Needham Market half of the field, bar the York City goalkeeper Rory Watson. City have it on the left-hand side with Woodyard, who's made his way back into the starting 11 today after recovering from injury. Corner manages to pick out Fallowfield with a nice little ball over the top down this right-hand side. Again, he controls it on his chest and lays it off to Batty. Batty back to Smith, but that's a poor ball from Batty, and it's straight into touch. The far side of the field, he looks up to the skies, frustrated. But I think we may have already seen the pattern of this game. We're just 2 minutes in, Ian, with Needham Market getting everyone back behind the ball and City having 70-80% of possession. Yeah, I mean, with all due respect, Needham Market they'll be hoping for it to get something out of the game, as in a draw and maybe go back down there. For City, this is a side that's, for me, has been picked to sort this out this afternoon. Look at this now, that Needham Market have got it at the back. Depot Akinyemi is almost in the left-back position here. He's dropping back on that left-hand side, isn't he? Which isn't really where you want to see it. No, it isn't. I think that was hopefully just that passage of play there. Long ball downfield for Needham Market. The striker, I think, would have been offside. If the ball had reached him, it was over his head and goes through to Rory Watson to get his first touch. It's nice to see Rory Watson as well, seeing your hometown lad. He's started off in York, his parents are from York. Dyson under pressure very proud in the centre of the field. It wasn't really helped by the ball there from Woodyard. Now, is this Rory Watson, is this a sign of things to come, or do you think if this had been a league game today, he would have still got his position in between the sticks? Well, I think Neil Ardley's got a problem there, isn't he? In that if you were to leave Ryan Whitley out for a league game, you're almost saying you're dropping him, but today he hasn't dropped him. He's given, as you do in an FA Cup game, so
a rest.
if he doesn't drop a clanger here today, are you expecting to see Rory Watson back in goal at Eastleigh next week? That is a really tough question. Obviously, I've missed the last 3 games. I'm not sure how Ryan's been playing. I've obviously read bits. Deep Pocky gets the shot on goal. Save for the goalkeeper, punch it straight back into play. City just robbed the Needham Market defender just on the right-hand side of the penalty area there. The ball just outside the box. Akinyemi took on the shot, and the goalkeeper got both hands to it. It was right at him, to be fair. Decent save, one you'd expect him to make, though. Yeah. And City have the ball back again at the back, and Needham Market man has gone down here off the ball, and the referee is going to have to pull it up because he's holding his head. Do you know, it's really interesting there. I know that passage of play just stopped there, David, but you see, Scott Burgess, the ball was midway in our own half. Scott Burgess was really running into that right back position, and Neil Ardley saying to him, come to this right back position. And Ryan Fallowfield, you watch, this is something they've worked on. Ryan Fallowfield was then going into the right wing position. Yeah. But it was really, Burgess was absolutely determined to get into the right back position and push Fallowfield on. Very interesting, because that means that the manager's looking at different ways of attacking teams. One to watch in this half, I think, between them two. It's going to be an uncontested drop ball in the centre of the park that York City will have. Dagenham and Redbridge, the first upset today, an injury time goal they conceded to go out to lower league opposition in the early kick-off that was live on the BBC. So their poor season is continuing to be pretty terrible. Scarborough Athletic have taken the lead. That could be another shock. They lead Oxford City by 1-0.
Keep saying it, don't we? Imagine Scarborough York down here.
Oh, love a bit of that.
Yeah.
Love a bit of that.
There's got to be a way of getting Jono back to this club. That could be the way.
Well, they got through in the North Riding, the big one during the week, did Scarborough, so that's still a chance of York, Scarborough.
Big one.
Ian, I know you'd be here for that one.
Absolutely.
Woodyard. Oh, let's be fair, we did go to Scarborough for a couple of years ago,
yes,
didn't we?
Yes, we did. Yeah, we earned that.
Oh,
yeah.
Corner. For York City, turns away from his man at the back, and he's going to play it out to this near side to Batty. Batty to Fallowfield. Into Burgess, who just drops off, gives it to Fallowfield again. Nutmegs one of the Needham Market players as he tries to feed it back to Scott Burgess, goes into touch on this near side for a throw-in. You missed it before the start. I was talking about the two centre-backs for Needham Market.
Yeah.
Dan Morphew and Kieran Morphew.
Are they related?
No.
Seriously?
Seriously.
No way.
Seriously.
Morphew is hardly a popular name, is it?
Exactly. What are the odds? No, not related in any way, shape or form.
Wow.
And they both played exactly the same position, the centre-back pairing.
That's blown my mind. Because I thought you were joking.
I know, it doesn't take much.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true.
No, I'm not joking.
Wow. Morphew. I don't think I've ever seen that surname in my life.
If they had one, they've gone searching for another.
Yeah.
How can we get our name on the footballing map? There's something completely bizarre.
Let's go for more. We'll have a few. Yeah.
Free kick given to York City just outside the centre circle for a foul on Dan Batty, who's just flexing that right leg.
I'm not sure Neil Cox has come dressed for the weather, David.
He hasn't. Shorts.
I admire that as a short lover myself, but there's no way I'd be wearing shorts down there.
It's just a schoolboy error. It's nothing to admire that, Ian.
No, I appreciate it.
It's definitely not hard or clever on a day like today.
But blooming cold.
Cordner at the back. Did you keep in touch while you were away?
With
City?
Of course I did. I was
we
listening
were brilliant at Dagenham. What a performance. For the last 30 seconds.
I was going to say, yeah, that's not what I heard. I think the words were, "This is unreal," and daylight robbery.
Smith at the back.
Yeah, I was 5 hours behind.
Did you see Dan Batty's bit of time wasting at the end?
Yes. I mean, do I love that or not?
Yes, you loved it on that occasion.
When it's your team, desperate for it, yeah.
Cordner tries to play it between the centre-back and the full-back, but the full-back, Tommy Smith, is going to get there first, and he gives it back to his goalkeeper, Marcus Garnham. Tommy Smith, the one player here with real Football League experience, former Ipswich Town man, the left-back for Needham Market. City have it again. Smith to the left-hand side to Crooks. Once again, it's everyone back behind the ball for the visitors. To the edge of the area to John Lewis. Steps away from his man, lays it off to Batty. Got some space and he's going to get the shot. He does get the shot. He's dragged it well wide of goal. Dan Batty should have done better there.
He should have done. And I think part of his mind, he saw Ryan Fallowfield running to his right, and I'm sure he just had a little glance before he pulled the trigger. And yeah, really, he should have done better. Yeah, but good football from City.
Still goalless. BBC Radio York. 8 minutes gone. York City 0, Needham Market 0.
I was looking for the scoreboard there, David. I've just realised.
Oh, there's a new one, yeah.
There's a new one.
For now. Hoping to get a better one by December was the suggestion.
Fantastic.
Wait till you see it when there's a foul or an offside. It's like going back to the 1980s cartoons.
Is it like Space Invaders graphics?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's quite funny. City have it at the back. Giving it back to Roy Watson, who may have a quiet afternoon. Now, does he want a quiet afternoon, Roy Watson, or does he want a chance to impress?
Just going back to your question earlier, yeah, he probably wants a chance to impress, but also doesn't want to, the team. If Needham Market are getting a lot of chances, then it's not good for the team, is it? So I'm not sure about that one. And what Roy Watson will want to do is just let his manager know that he is here and he's available and he's in form.
John Lewis flicks it on. Good interlink with Akinyemi, and back in midfield, and he gives it to Smith. Smith to Crooks. Infield to Woodyard. You can hear the Needham Market supporters far side of the field. Ball over the top for John Lewis, who stayed on side, but he can't keep it in play. He goes behind for a goal kick. Elsewhere today, Swindon lead Newport County by 1-0 in League 2. Northern Ireland 2-0 up against San Marino at half-time in their European Championship qualifier. Early kick-off, it finished Notts County 1, Mansfield Town 4 in that local derby. Notts County went 1-0 up after a couple of minutes in that as well. So that's a really good comeback by Mansfield, first against second, that was.
Two good teams as well. And for a 4-1 defeat is...
well, they do concede goals. They
yes.
score lots of goals, the Notts County this season. Tackle comes in from Ollie Dyson on this near side. Needham Market throw in. Kevin Horlock gets the ball. You think you've come up against him, didn't you?
I'm aware of him. Yeah, and I think maybe when he was at Swindon, we'll have come across past. But I just seem to remember Kevin Horlock being. What's the best way of describing it?
No nonsense. Get the ball just outside the York City penalty area, but then that's a sloppy pass, and Tyler Cordner is going to get that for York City and plays it out nicely to Batty. Batty up to John Lewis. Holds it up again, does John Lewis. Wasn't aware the man up right behind him, but he's gifted possession. It's turned over too easily there by the York City captain. And Needham have it again at the back. Sorry, Ian.
Yeah, no, I remember him being a no-nonsense midfielder, I think, and that's the nice words. Because I think he loved a tackle.
He did.
So you can expect a physical side today, I'd imagine, with Needham Market. They're not pulling any punches.
He was up against the late Martin Garrett in that game at Main Road at the back end of the season, who sadly died a few years ago.
Yeah, lad from Middlesbrough, wasn't
he? He was. He was a cracking little player, was Martin Garrett.
Yeah,
and
just
went all tailed off
for him.
Yeah,
it's sad. Very sad.
Needham have it in the left back position with Smith. He lays it in field to Dan Morphew. Goes across to the captain, Kieran Morphew. He puts his foot on it and gives it to Jake Dye. Down the line it goes to Luke Ingram, leading goal scorer, 5 goals to his name, who drops deep to come looking for the ball, so he might not see too much of it for the next couple of hours. Into midfield it goes. This is Needham's best bit of possession so far, and then they're giving it away easily. Ollie Dyson gets it back, gives it to Batty. City try and break forward. Batty plays it into Burgess, one-on-one, but it's just too far in front of him. It was an easy ball as well for Dan Batty. All he had to do was just feed it through to Scott Burgess, and he's put far too much on the pass. Yeah, it was a lovely run from Scott Burgess as well. He could see the play developing. He's got himself inside that, in between the left back and left centre half, and Dan Batty just roll it. I don't know if there's the wind maybe. It's fairly breezy out there, isn't it? Maybe not at ground level. Shouldn't make much difference.
No, I'm looking for excuses for him. He'll be disappointed with that final ball there, Dan Batty, I'm sure. Foul there on Jacob Lay. Free kick for Needham inside the York City half of the field. Goals elsewhere. MK Dons 1, Barrow 0, League 2. Crew 1, Tranmere 0 in League 2. Long ball forward from the free kick, and that's a bit of a waste from Needham Market. They might not get too many opportunities. They decide to take it quickly, straight behind for a goal kick. Yeah. That's they need to be better in possession, but that is the difference in quality, I think. Hopefully, not saying that too soon. That's a good ball out from corner to find Burgess. Lays it off immediately to Fallowfield on this left-hand side, on the right-hand side, and Ryan Fallowfield tried a little trick. Harrogate 0, Stockport County 1 on DAB. Stockport County, I think they're third at the minute. In League 2, they were second, I think, at the start of the afternoon, but with Mansfield getting all 3 points at Notts County, they've dropped down a place, but they lead again, so they'll be going back up to from that third position as Needham Market come forward down the left-hand side from the throw-in, and again it goes behind, and that'll be a York City goal kick that Watson takes quickly. The ball was moving there, the referee didn't spot it and allows him to get away with it. Gives it to Crooks on the left-hand side, infield to Woodyard. Across this edge of the penalty area to Tyler Cordner. Batty. Back to Cordner. Wasn't the greatest return ball from Batty. It was about 2 foot off the air, and he had to control it with his instep there as he tries to find John Lewis. Defender got in front of him, and John Lewis is penalised in the centre circle. Yeah, just a bit scrappy football there from City. It started with Cordner into Batty. Neither pass was crisp, and ended up at John Lewis battling for the ball, really, rather than getting it into his feet and give him something to feed off. And ultimately gives a free kick away. And City have to start again, try and get the ball back. The visitors, long diagonal ball. That's a good ball across the right hand side. It's going to be kept in over there by Jake Dye as well. By the corner flag, lays it off back to Ingram. Ingram tries to get the cross in, and Needham Market win their first corner of the game. Yeah, this is, you've got to guard against complacency, because it only takes one moment for something wrong to happen. At the moment, City don't look under any real imminent pressure, imminent danger, and they've got the bodies in there. You'd imagine them to defend this well, but...
Well, you don't want to go a goal down, do you? Because they will just stick everyone back behind the ball.
You certainly don't want to go a goal behind against anyone, really, but yeah, particularly a team trying to be a giant killer.
In comes the corner now. Outswinger, headed away by Akinyemi, falls to a yellow-shirted 30 yards from goal, and it's a pretty tame shot high into the south stand. Now again will be a goal kick for Rory Watson.
Yeah, I think City they're keeping the ball well enough, but maybe just need to be a bit crisper in that final third.
It was Antoni Sarcevic who got the goal for Stockport County at the Environment to give them the lead. See, Mickey Mellon is the new manager at Oldham Athletic. They're at Altrincham today in the FA Cup. Long ball downfield again by Needham through to Watson. Good defending from Smith there, just shepherded Luke Ingram off the ball.
Yeah. How's Will Smith look, David? Is he slotted in?
He was shaky in one of the games. I think it was probably last weekend's Bromley. He looked pretty shaky, but he's done all right.
Yeah. I like him though.
I liked him at Harrogate Town.
Yeah.
Every time I saw him there, and I saw quite a bit of Harrogate Town in their promotion season. He looked a decent player. But it's a couple of years ago now.
Yeah.
When you haven't been playing regularly.
Just takes time to get back on track. Yeah.
And you never know. He was part of the team. His one appearance was the 8-0 defeat to Blackburn in the Carabao Cup this season for Harrogate Town. You never know how much of an effect a defeat like that can have, even if it is against a team that's a couple of divisions above you. Smith to Akinyemi, who again has come deep looking for it as the defensive midfielder there. Akinyemi lays it off and then turns back forward.
You see Needham are doing what they need to do. They make it very hard for City to get in behind them. So they will try.
Their 3 substitutes, including Scott Barrow, to warm up on this near side. Burgess round the corner to Fallowfield on halfway. He goes back to corner, gets a bit of grief for going back. Does Fallowfield? That's a good ball from corner all the way to Crooks, who's pushed up on that left-hand side. He gives it to Akinyemi by the byline, left-hand side of the penalty area. Tackle comes in, and Needham are going to clear.
Yeah, that's just that.
Well, that's poor from Smith though, gives away possession straight away to Ingram, and then they win a throw into the visitors on halfway far side of the field. Neil Ardley not happy.
No, a bit frustrated I think with that final ball. You know, we're getting into some semi-decent positions, but just that final ball is lacking. Batty, Akinyemi just there, Crooks. They get into good positions, but you've just got to seal that deal.
Wrexham 0, Salford 1 in League 2. Throw in then to Needham on halfway. Ball down the right, straight into touch again. York City throwing this time. Mitch Hancock goes and sits down on the bench. Maybe he's not expecting to see any action in the opening stages of this game.
Lovely to see Scotty Barrow back.
Looks as though he's lost a bit of weight, does Mitch Hancock?
Mitch Hancock's, yeah. Again, another lad that hasn't had many minutes.
No, just 2 substitute appearances for York City. His last was in that debacle down at Ebbsfleet. Forward to John Lewis. He's pulled down. Free kick given. The referee says there's some holding there as well. That'll be a free kick to York, just inside their own half. Neil Cox runs down the touchline to go and get the ball back into play as quickly as he possibly can. Tyler Corner's going to take this free kick from a good 10 or 15 yards away from where it's supposed to be. Alex Woodyard says no, give it to me instead. Woodyard has it. On halfway to Batty, back to Woodyard. It's good to see Alex Woodyard.
Yeah.
Didn't find a Barbers while he was in his couple of weeks away. And now he's been penalised. He actually gave the ball away, and he's going to get a yellow card, Alex Woodyard, for pulling back the Needham market man. That was so sloppy. He apologises to the referee and to the York City players because he had the ball under no pressure. He dallied for far too long. He was closed down. The Needham market man robbed him of it. And then as he tried to come forward down the left-hand side, he's pulled his shirt and he's going into the book. Yeah,
he won't need us to say it, David. He just got himself in a right royal mess there, and he couldn't get himself out of it. You're right, he dillied on the ball. Almost, he'd be so frustrated with himself. These are the positions that Needham have got a free kick. It's a good position to launch the ball into City's box.
Well, Carl Hammond is about to put it in. And it comes now into the box. One at the near post as well by the Needham market. City struggling to clear. Shot comes in. Watson has to dive to his left-hand side to gather.
Little warning.
3 contacts there, Ian. The first contact they won, the back post they won, and then they got the shot off in the middle of goal. 3 contacts that the Needham Market players were there first before York City.
Yeah, it's just a little warning to York City that Needham Markets want to be a giant killer this afternoon. City are going to have to be on the guard. They really are.
Yeah, that wasn't good enough.
Because they are gaining in confidence here. You called it a couple of minutes ago, saying it's the best spell of possession. Well, since then, it's sort of been better.
Dyson intercepts though, gives it to John Lewis. John Lewis is tackled, he falls over, gives it back to Dyson. Dyson can't get the ball out of his feet. Now he does to give it to Burgess. Burgess back in field to Batty. Batty to Fallowfield. It's all happening down this right-hand side when York City come forward. Burgess, Batty, Akinyemi not really seeing much of the ball after that strike that forced the save from the goalkeeper, 10 minutes ago. 20 minutes gone now, still 0-0. Woodyard, just been yellow carded. He sends it out to this right-hand side to Fallowfield. That is a good ball. Fallowfield round the corner to Burgess in the penalty area. Has to turn out of it, gives it back to Ryan Fallowfield. He goes square to Batty, back to Burgess on the right. Burgess, back to Batty, infield to Fallowfield. He tries to play it through to Scott Burgess. He can't get there and it's going to go behind. And that'll be a goal kick. And we're almost at the halfway point of the first half. Neil Ardley, I don't suppose, will be that happy with what he's seen so far.
No, but that last little passage of play there, you could see what City were trying to do. They're trying to fashion a move. It didn't come off, but they're trying the right things. When they're on the ball, they're trying to keep that ball moving. I think it's just got a little bit quicker just after the Needham Market bit of pressure they put on City's box. I think City's players suddenly thought, hey, we need to liven up here. So they need to do that now for the next 60 minutes, you know. Do it properly. Get this game done. So
it was Bracknell that beat Dagenham and Redbridge. Sorry, John Lewis is caught offside. He doesn't like that, Neil Ardley. Elsewhere, goals in the FA Cup. Aldershot 2, Lewis 0. Alfreton 1, Macclesfield 0. Aveley 0, Barnet 2. Billericay 0, Sheppey United 1. Ian will tell us where Sheppey United is in a minute. Bromley 2, Wealdstone 0. Cray Valley Paper Mills, he may tell us where that is as well, 0. Enfield Town 1. Long ball forward from the free kick by Needham Market, easily intercepted by York City. Ebbsfleet 0, Slough Town 1. Scarborough still lead Oxford City by a goal to 0. Get off Google, Ian. Worksop 1, Boston 1. Yeovil 1, Southend 0. Off you go, Ian.
Shepley. Sheppey, yeah.
Don't put Shepley in, that won't help you.
I can tell you exactly where it is. Although I think I've maybe Googled the wrong Sheppey.
Long ball downfield from York City. That's a good ball to pick up Ryan Fallowfield, right inside the area. Tries to get the cross in, took a little nick off the defender. Goalkeeper was able to gather it his near post.
There is an Isle of Sheppey. Did you know that?
I did.
And it's is it the same place?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You'd like a trip there, wouldn't you?
Oh, 3.5 hours by plane, yeah. Yeah.
Marcus Garnham has it at the back then. In his 4th season at the club as a goalkeeper. Apparently he loves facing penalties. He's got a really good penalty save record. City haven't had a penalty so far this season. One of only 4 teams in the National League not to have had a spot kick.
Do you know that? I'd imagine Dipper would be on them. But imagine if you get your fair share of penalties as well. What his goal, assist, stroke, scoring record would actually be.
Yep. Woodyard at the back for York City. If York City get this sorted today, I'd be much appreciated. I'm supposed to be going to England, Italy at Wembley on Tuesday night.
Well, you need this to be done today then.
I do need this to be done today. Dan Batty to Tyler Cordner on the right-hand side.
I could sense that desperation in your voice, to be honest with you. Yes. Come on, City, let's get it done.
Tyler Cordner again for York. So I think everyone would like it done today.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, it's a long way to go for a replay that, yeah, if they get a replay, then you suddenly start thinking Tuesday night's a tough game.
Everyone bar Needham Market would like it done today.
Yes.
Ball forward down the left-hand side. Poor ball from Ollie Dyson. Intercepted by Needham Market, but they give possession straight back over again to Woodyard. Batty finds Burgess, who's forward in between the thirds. Now to Ryan Fallowfield, has drifted offside right in front of the linesman.
Shouldn't have been offside there, David. He was looking right across the line there, Ryan Fallowfield. His clearly eyes were on the ball rather than making sure he was in an onside position. But again, it's good football, good approach play from City with that final ball. Whether it's the bad pass or being offside, that's the bit that's lacking for City this afternoon.
You've seen Neil showing with his arm saying, bend your run.
Bend your run. Slow your run down, you're quick. You know, it's not like you're lacking in pace.
No, all the Ferrari there was over the Scotland so-called goal
that was terrible.
at Spain the other night. Yeah. I'd be I'd be absolutely going mad with the striker for getting offside from a free kick in that position. How can the striker get offside? And he seems to have been got away scot-free.
Yeah.
Saying, oh, well, they thought it would be a foul, but then he's offside. Once he's offside, that's shocking.
Yeah.
Play from Scotland, I thought. It's a brilliant free kick.
Yeah, it was a great free kick.
Batty turns and takes the easy pass backwards. You heard the reaction from the crowd. They didn't like that. And City have now fed it out to the left-hand side. Crooks. Smith comes forward. Smith to Batty.
Oof.
Again, everyone back. Yeah. Two banks of...
Yeah.
Oh, it's 2 banks of 5 just after the penalty area. Good ball in from Crooks onto the head of John Lewis, who again has drifted offside.
Well, I don't know. I need a market. We should be paying them a bit more respect here. Are they working this offside, or is it just poor play from City?
Well, John Lewis does get caught offside quite a bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at, really. I'm not sure these are intended to catch us offside as such. I think it's City's
inadequacies.
Impatience to be in the right position at the right time. Oh, wow, that's good. They've just literally kicked the ball out of the park.
They have, at the far side, in front of their own fans, throwing to York City. Goals elsewhere. Doncaster 1, Sutton 0 in League 2, and Carlisle 0, Leyton Orient 1 in that same division. Dan Batty. Speaking to our colleagues from BBC Suffolk who are covering this game today, of course, with Ipswich Town on the international break. That's a good ball forward from Fallowfield into the penalty area. Burgess couldn't just take it under control. Goes through to the goalkeeper.
Do you know he could have done better there, I think?
So they normally cover Ipswich Town, the two guys to my right-hand side. Because there's no Ipswich game, they've come to cover this game. And they were telling me the last time they saw Alex Woodyard play was for Lincoln, when Lincoln beat Ipswich Town in that great FA Cup run that the Cowley brothers had a few years back. Batty does well on this near side. Fallowfield, little flick around the corner looking for Burgess. He can't get there though. Shepherded out of play by Tommy Smith.
I think it's fair to say it's not really... City haven't really clicked into gear just yet. I think it's been a little bit of a...
Well, they've only had...
frustrating
We've played 26.5 minutes here and we've only had one shot on goal.
Yeah, lots of the ball, as you'd expect, but I would expect City to be able to break down this Needham market defence a little bit more regularly than they have done so far.
Only lost twice all season.
Yeah, listen. The
first game of the season in the league, and then last week they lost an FA Trophy tie. Same time there.
Yeah.
Second in their division, the Southern League Premier Central Division, which is sort of the rung below National North in that part of the country. Corner at the back for York City. Needed options. Again, he's having to go at the players in front of him, saying, you gave me no options, I've had to go back to my goalkeeper.
Well, there's 5 lads up there, but they're all flat.
Watson gives away possession from the goal kick. His distribution wasn't great there. The first chance he's really had to kick it out.
There were 5 City bodies that Tyler Corner was looking at, but they were all coming toward him, all 5 of them. There's no one making that... That's what he's screaming. Make a run in behind.
Long ball downfield. Smith controls that well. Gets a round of applause and lays it off in field to Batty. Batty to Crooks. Draw for the next round is at 2:30, I think, tomorrow afternoon on the telly. It's on ITV, everybody. Whisper it quietly. I know you'll be watching. Corner at the back. Gives it back to Watson.
I'll rely on the BBC York Sport Twitter, David.
Very good. If you want to use the BBC York Twitter, please do get in touch with us at BBC York Sport. Or you can text us 81333, start your message with the word York. York have it in the centre of the field. Burgess tries to feed it through to John Lewis, just gives him possession straight away back to the yellow shirts.
I looked at Neil Ardley's reaction to that attempt by Scott Burgess of a pass, which was never on, by the way. It wasn't,
Not a happy bunny.
No. No, he looks disappointed. Not frustrated, he looks disappointed at the moment with how City are playing, because this is, on paper, this is as strong a team, or one of as strong teams as he could pick from the players he's got available. I think he would have expected more by now. I
agree. Ball forward from Needham Market is going to be allowed to go behind for a goal kick to York City. On that far side of the field, Watson has to go to get it. Takes it into his 6-yard box. And gets ready to clear. The centre-backs split. He's got Tyler Corner if he wants to use him. Instead he goes to Smith on the left-hand side of the penalty area. Smith to Batty in the D. Batty to corner, back in his own penalty area, back to Batty, but he's giving away possession. It's cornered, terrible pass. Straight it goes to the number 7, takes on the shot, takes the nick off a York man and into the arms of Roy Watson. Needham Market have now had 3 shots on goal to York City's 1, and we've played virtually a third of this game, half an hour gone. Not good enough, York City.
No, and that came from our own mistake there. I think Tyler Corner getting a bit frustrated. He was a bit frustrated earlier with no one to pass to. On that occasion, he almost forced it into Batty's feet, and it wasn't on. If in doubt, I was always taught, if in doubt, turn them.
Akinyemi is not involved in this game either.
No, he's out on the left. I would, who am I? But I would tinker a little bit. And this doesn't look like it's working too well. I'd tinker with Burgess in behind the front 2. Have 2 up front. With all due respect to Needham Market, they're playing against 1 striker. 2 up there. Give them something else to think about. I think, and just my opinion, obviously, but we're not getting the best out of Dipper out on the left-hand side.
Your opinion counts for a lot, Ian.
Thank you, David. Doesn't matter, my household.
Crossfield ball. And Batty gives it to Burgess. Burgess turns just shy of the centre circle, down the right-hand side, trying to find Ryan Fallowfield, but that's not going to find him, and it's going to be put behind by the Needham Market man again. It is, and that is a goal kick as Fallowfield tries to keep it in play. Look at Neil Ardley again.
Yeah.
He's saying to Batty, you've got to go forward, you've got to go forward.
Yeah.
Too many square and backwards passes.
Yeah. From a 4-3-3, it's almost turned into a 4-5-1.
Yeah.
Really, with Burgess and Dipper both getting dragged back as opposed to going forward.
Fallowfield gives away possession on the tackle. Right, far side of the field. Callum Page has it. He goes out wide to Jacob Lay. Can't stay on side though. He has to run away from the balls. It's played down that right-hand side. And it goes behind again for a York City goal kick. You can tell from the silence that there is nothing at all happening here. And the Needham Market fans with their drum on the far side of the ground are enjoying their trip up to North Yorkshire so far. With the scores York City 0, Needham Market 0. 31.5 minutes gone. Watson plays it out to the left-hand side to Smith. He's got his York City towel hanging in the net behind his goal. Here's Rory Watson. Back to Cordner it goes. Cordner can come forward. Tyler Cordner, again, he's got no one really to pass it to in front of him. He's asking for somebody, there isn't any. Long diagonal ball, just gives away possession. He's saying, someone's got to get forward for me.
Yep.
You can see him talking to the players now. He's giving away possession.
There's bodies up there, but there's no real movement. Look, it's very flat.
They're all just walking around here. Look, there's no one really moving there.
No, it needs that curled run that Neil Ardley was asking for them to do earlier. A runner from midfield.
To Burgess. Burgess can't take it, but it's fallen kindly for Batty. Fallowfield, little back heel gives away possession. Too fancy. In midfield, get into him. Tevin Allen has it. Now back to the Tommy Smith. Into midfield to Dylan Williams. Back to Dan Morphew.
Who did he pass it to?
Sorry?
Who did he pass it to then?
He passed it to his mate, Kieran Morphew. I can tell you something else about Dan Morphew as well if you want, Ian.
Oh, please do.
I don't know if York City have ever come up against a doctor before.
Dr. Morphew?
Dr. Morphew. Dr. Daniel Morphew.
He's actually a doctor?
He's a doctor.
Wow, that's very impressive.
Scott Burgess lays it off to Akinyemi. Had the ball for about 15 minutes deeper on that left-hand side. Dyson. Crooks, if anyone can remember York City coming up against a doctor, let us know. Dr. Morphew.
Who? Dr. Morphew.
Batty to Burgess just outside the penalty area. Fed through to Fallowfield. Stays on side, pulls it back into the centre. Can't find Akinyemi. Last-ditch tackle, and they clear the Needham Market.
As in a GP or a doctor?
No, he has a doctorate.
Aha! There's more to this tale than meets the eye.
There is. I can't tell you what he's a doctor in.
Right.
But he's more of a doctor than me and you.
Yeah.
Woodyard into the centre of the park to Dyson. Now to Cordner. He's clearly a clever lad. Batty. Cordner. Woodyard. Dyson.
We haven't mentioned Ollie Dyson much this half, David.
Not been involved.
No. And he's probably the one you'd want to
Fallowfield
get forward.
Could have given it first time for a return ball for Burgess, but kept hold of it. Now he goes to Burgess near the corner flag, back to goal. Burgess back down the line to Batty. Batty to Fallowfield, just outside the area. Now he's got some room as Burgess. Puts the ball into the box, into the middle, headed away by Needham Market, by the Doctor.
Yeah.
Into touch far side of the field.
Yeah, that was a decent ball in from Scott Burgess. We need to have many more spells of prolonged pressure for me and really put this, or test this Needham Market defence, because at the moment it's too sporadic.
Dyson was clipped there. The referee allows play to go on because York City have it at the back. Look how deep Deepo's come looking for the ball here as he tries to send it down the left-hand side, and Crooks has wandered offside in front of those Needham Market supporters.
It's almost like we're overthinking what we need to do to beat this team. You know, looking for different ways of beating them. Dippo coming deep, Fallowfield bombing forward. Maybe revert back to just do your job. You know, Dippo, you're a striker, stay up there. But we need to get the ball to him, and just things just haven't fit into place in this first 35 minutes. And I think credit has to go to Needham. They've come with a plan to try and unsettle us. I think so far it's working for them.
They have it just outside the York City penalty area. Once again, though, they've not done much with it. And Corner gives it to Fallowfield. Fallowfield gives it away in his own penalty area. Left-hand side. Being forced wide, though. Can he get across into the box? The City now got men back. Needham Market have still got it, though. Inside the penalty box, left-hand side. Lay, who's come across this near side, gives it to Smith. Tommy Smith back to Callum Page. Page, little ball to the edge of the box. Will Smith doesn't get tight enough. The shot comes in again. It's another save for Rory Watson.
Yeah, good hands.
Tevin Allen. Good
hands from Rory Watson. It took a bit of sting off. I think the shot hit the defender. Yeah, and it sort of took a bit of sting off it. But again,
it's 4 shots on target.
Yeah. Well, it's three more than we've had.
It is.
I think. Yeah.
Down the right-hand side for Batty. Fallowfield,
dear,
just left
dear,
it thinking the tackle wasn't going to come in, but they're too eager at Needham Market for York City at the minute. The tackle was always going to come in on Ryan Fallowfield. They get the ball back. Ball over the top. Going to be kept in here by Jacob Lay. Lay told to take on Tyler Corner. He managed to get the cross into the box. It's a great cross. No one there in the edge of the 6-yard box, from between the defence and the goalkeeper, and it goes behind for a goal kick.
If a Needham striker gambles on that, it's an attempt for nothing. And the cross was coming in. No one made a move from Needham, thankfully. But neither did City, worryingly. For me, it totally went unchallenged right across the face of the goal. And York City, you're going to have to wake up a little bit here, David. It's all a bit too nicey nice.
The reaction at half-time will be telling. Forward. And City knock it around at the back. Corner, and Batty Corner almost gets caught in possession, gives it back to Batty. He sends it across to Smith, far side of the ground. Smith back to Woodyard. Woodyard to Smith. To Corner. Turner McMahon, he's also in his shorts. Bad choice for a few of that York City backrooms team today. Comes out to Neil Ardley to explain something to him. Tell him something that he's spotted. Dyson on halfway. He gives it to Corner. Needham got everyone back again behind the ball. Corner's able to break forward though, halfway inside the Needham half. Up towards John Lewis. Poor ball, easily intercepted. Gets it back. Batty sends it to this right-hand side to Ryan Fallowfield. Fallowfield drills in the cross. In the back post, hits the bar. York City on the volley. Ollie Dyson.
What a goal that would have been. Excellent move from City.
Referee's seen a foul in there. Ollie Dyson on the stretch, the ball was behind him as Fallowfield absolutely drilled it across him from about 14-15 yards. Dyson has swung a right foot in it, it's hit the crossbar. Goalkeeper may have got his fingertips to it, I'm not sure. Came back out and then the free kick was given.
I think the crossbar still reverberating there. It was vicious shot from Ollie Dyson there. More please.
Kieran Morphew has it at the back. Almost intercepted by John Lewis, but he can't get there. And it's sent down the right by Needham Market. Adam Crooks was hoping it was going to go into touch. It didn't, but then he does really well to keep it in play and get away from his marker. Akinyemi, who again has had to come deep looking for the ball, but he finds a good pass to Batty. To Fallowfield on the right, over halfway. Fallowfield back inside to Batty. Back to Ryan Fallowfield, bursts forward to the edge of the penalty area, and then a poor layoff as he tries to find Scott Burgess. Just not working the interplay between those two at the minute, Ian.
No, it isn't. They're trying to do things, but it's as if they're on different pages at the moment.
Yeah, different wavelengths.
Yeah, And I think that's exactly what Neil Cox, tournament man Neil Ardley discussing down there, because a lot of the ball has been down this right hand side and we've not really, that final ball's just not been there for the...
Thrown to York City, 10 yards from the corner flag. Poor layoff from Batty. Needham market were able to clear.
Yeah, again, it's just that final touch is poor. Things for City to improve on in the second half, definitely.
Woodyard gives it to Fallowfield.
It still feels like we're going to have too much for this team, but I would genuinely...
Glad you're more confident.
Well, no, I'd hate to go behind against them, because I think we'd see an even more panicky City.
Burgess.
It does feel like we've got another gear to move into, don't you think?
Well, we should have 3 or 4 more gears to move into it. Whether we're actually going to find those gears, I'm not convinced at the minute.
Yeah.
Akinyemi, edge of the area, handles it as it comes up off his foot.
Yeah, it's turning into one of those afternoons where...
It's just scrappy, there's no momentum, there's no atmosphere, there's no nothing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like an experimental pre-season friendly.
Free kick then to Needham Market, just outside their own penalty area. The goalkeeper's going to come out to take it. 40 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock, still goalless. Clears long. Will Smith could be penalised there. Needham Market man went down. Smith had his hands all over the back of him. The Needham Market striker now has got up to the referee and said, why was that not a foul? I agree with him. Not given though, and City have possession at the back with Cordner.
Yeah, no, I think the referee's had a good game. They haven't really had anything. Hadn't had any major decisions to make.
To Batty.
Maybe that's a bad thing. It's how nice the game's been.
Cordner. Infield to Burgess, back to Cordner. Corner into Akinyemi. He has to lay it off again to Batty. Nice passing from City, but not really going anywhere at the minute. Spread now to the left-hand side to Smith. He's going to be closed down, so has to come back to Woodyard, who's often finding himself as the deepest player for York City here. To Corner, comes over halfway. He's got Fallowfield outside him, instead goes to Batty. Fallowfield needs to stay on side. Batty dinks it into the penalty area. Intercepted though by the good doctor.
Oh.
And he clears for Needham Market. That's a throw into York City.
Yeah, we need a much improved performance in the second half. Get this game put to bed. I think if City get the first goal, you'd like to think that'd be enough, but there's always that chance that Needham could surprise us. I would like to be there.
With the throw-in. Takes it to Akinyemi, lets the ball come across his body. Still got it as Akinyemi, 35 yards from goal. Poor pass from him though as he tries to send it out to the other side. Wasn't sure whether that was for Ollie Dyson who ran away from the ball or for Adam Crooks who just couldn't get there in time.
Yeah, and I think neither of those two players...
It wasn't a good pass either way.
No, they didn't know who it was for either, so...
Again, City have it at the back. Smith, Woodyard, who's on a yellow card. Dyson to Cordner. Cordner gives it to Burgess. If you're listening, you've heard that Eli say that City had a double training session on Tuesday. Did you enjoy those back in the day, Ian?
Oh, I loved double training sessions. They were great.
Seriously, did you have many of them?
Yeah. No, yeah, I just feel we did. But it wasn't as punishment or anything. It was more development in the afternoon.
Burgess and Fallowfield, good player down this right-hand side. John Lewis just about manages to keep hold of the ball near the corner flag. Tackle comes in. Oh, and the linesman says it came off John Lewis last and gives the throw in to Needham. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, some double trainings were awful. It's when you had a really bad performance and you did get called in, you knew you'd done wrong if you're running in the afternoon. If you're shooting and passing, it was a development. If you're running, you'd played poorly the week before.
Don't often hear of teams being called in on Sundays anymore like you used to do, either do you, after bad performances. I'm not sure if that still happens or...
Well, at Chesterfield, I used to, if you weren't in the team, you had to come in on a Sunday morning and you went for a run as if you'd 90 minutes of exercise, as if so on a Monday you'd feel like you'd played a game. It was crazy. As you can imagine, I wasn't best pleased having to travel into Chesterfield for 2 hours
I wonder
running.
if that was still the case today, if now, because you've got GPS trackers, that you just have to do it at home.
That's supposedly the thing, isn't it? But I'm sure some players would just whack it on and go for a bike ride.
This is a good free kick from Needham. Got it by the corner flag, and then there's a little push in the back. That's silly from Tyler Cordner. He pushed Luke Ingram right by the corner flags. He was trying to see the ball out of play, and he gives away a free kick. And this is right on the edge of the quadrant on this near side. So it's virtually a corner. And again, a chance for Needham Market to put the ball in the York City box.
Yeah, they've had more dangerous opportunities, haven't they? This is one of them. This is an opportunity here for them to put City's goal under pressure.
The free kick should be nowhere near there where he's taking it from.
It was on the byline, wasn't it?
It was on the edge of the quadrant.
Edge of the quadrant, yeah.
This has been taken a good 3 or 4 yards further, 4 or 5 yards further infield to open up the angle.
It gives a much better angle.
And it comes now to the near stick. Rory Watson does well to gather.
Good hands, good safe hands from Rory Watson there, and a good throw out here as well.
He balls it out to Burgess, but Burgess can't get there. They've got 2 players back of Needham, and they go back to their goalkeeper. That's not a great ball out from him, but it's going to be kept in play on the far side of the field by Jake Dye. He skips past Akinyemi, gets the ball back with a little back heel. Ball around the corner, he's got it again as Dye up towards the edge of the area. Last-ditch tackle from Ryan Fallowfield. It was a good move that was from Needham.
It really was.
Burgess now over the top looking for John Lewis. John Lewis is going to get there, right hand side of the penalty area. Comes back infield to give it to Burgess, back up towards halfway. He goes back to Fallowfield again. City passing backwards though, getting the crowd more anxious and frustrated. Batty, Burgess, Batty. Batty, infield to Woodyard. Woodyard to Dyson. Dyson looks for Akinyemi, gets the return ball, does Dyson. Edge of the D, takes on the shot, loops up off a Needham Market defender, and then they clear. That's twice Ollie Dyson's had shots today.
Yeah.
And the referee says that'll do. 30 seconds over the allotted 45. The board never went up. Half time, very 0-0. York City bitterly disappointing, Ian Dunn.
Very 0-0 as opposed to.
Well, we didn't look like scoring really, apart from hitting the bar, that one move.
I couldn't agree with you more. A very 0-0 is the best way to describe that first half for York City. There's nothing much to pick over really. It's a lot of possession, slack final ball without a real. I haven't really looked like scoring other than Ollie Dyson hitting the crossbar. A lot to improve upon in the second half for me.
A lot to improve from virtually every single York City player. I suppose Rory Watson will be quite happy sharing at half-time. The one time he's really called into, or the couple of times he's really been called into action. One decent save, a couple of ordinary saves, and then coming to take that cross right at the end of the first half from the cross. So he's done all right. Apart from that, the 10 outfield players must do better would be on their skill report at half-time here. 0-0 at the LNER Community Stadium.
As David mentioned, the draw for the first round of the FA Cup is tomorrow afternoon. We're hoping there will be 3, possibly 4 teams in there. Whitby leading at the moment in their qualifying round tie against Chelmsford City by 1-0. Scarborough are already 1-0 up as well in their match against Oxford City. Harrogate Town come into the competition at that stage. So at the moment, we're just waiting for York City to catch up. 0-0 at half-time. Second half commentary to come here.
Daytimes on BBC Radio York. Joanita Mussey-C.
I'll go all out this year. I can't wait. I'm getting dressed up as well. Are you going to get dressed up?
As a kid, it was a bin bag situation. You know, like my mum would be like ripping the holes in.
Beck Homer.
If they just turn up and go trick or treat and they're not dressed up,
Yeah.
I say, on your bike, you'd have to make an effort.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't just have your hoodie up and...
No, we don't want that. Make
we want
an
a proper
effort.
effort.
We've got a doorbell as well. It makes its noise. Massive doorbell sound. Ding dong. And then this voice comes out. Enter at your own risk.
Joanita Mussey-C. Beck Homer. Weekdays from 10.
BBC Radio York. BBC Radio York Sport, 4 minutes past 4. You're listening on FM and online through BBC Sounds or bbc.co.uk/Radio York. I think the teams are back out, or certainly one team's back out of the LNER Community Stadium. So let's go back there for that FA Cup 4th qualifying round tie. It's York City 0, Needham Market 0 at the start of the second half. Let's rejoin Ian Dunn and David Ward.
Yeah, thank you, Sharon. Both teams are back out on the pitch and there are no changes, so quickly run through the 11s for you. Watson in goal for York City, back 4, Crooks, Smith, Cordner and Fallowfield. 3 in midfield, Batty, Woodyard and Dyson. Burgess on the right-hand side of our front 3, Akinyemi on the left and John Lewis through the centre. For the visitors, you just heard the referee blow his whistle to get the second half of this game underway. York City kicking from right to left towards the south stand in this second half. Garnham in goal, they're back 4, Smith, Morphew and Dye. Hammond and Williams are the 2 holding midfielders. In front of them, Lay, Page and Allen. Ingram, the lone striker. York City again passing it around at the back. Need to do more, no change in formation yet. Lots of people upset, frustrated. as I was enjoying my half-time cup of coffee at the back of the stand with that York City performance in the first half. So slow, so pedestrian, especially down their right. Now they come forward down that side. Fallowfield bursts forward, edge of the area, gives it to Burgess. Not a great first touch. Goes for the return ball, though. Fallowfield's not going to keep that in play. It goes behind for a goal kick. Burgess puts his hands over his eyes, over to his head. He should have fed Ryan Fallowfield back in there. Goes behind. Goal kick. The sun is out, but it's still freezing. York City need to be so much better, Ian Dunn.
Yes, they do, and I think the general consensus, David, from also the people that you spoke to, that I spoke to, was that it felt like watching a training match where they were trying things. There was no real urgency, and I'll be amazed if I'm almost certain Neil Ardley was frustrated and disappointed. So at half-time, he will have given them a little bit of a jolt, and I'd like to see these next 10-15 minutes having a real go here, expend some energy.
Again, I noticed that Neil Ardley was out of the York City dressing room and in his technical area 2 or 3 minutes before the players at the start of this second half. I've seen it away games so far this season. We noticed it was really noticeable actually at Woking, that him and his backroom staff stayed in the dugout at the half-time, didn't they, for a good 4 or 5 minutes before they went in to join their players.
Yep.
Here, he did the opposite and came out a long time before them.
So he'd said his bit.
You'd imagine
I think
so.
he said his bit, and then he was like, digest that, lads, and get ready for this second half. It needs to be so much better. He will want this game done today. There's absolutely no doubt about that. He'll want another good week with his new players on the training ground next week. He does not want to go down to Suffolk on Tuesday.
No. Neither do I.
And who does?
Lovely place. Lovely place, just not this Tuesday night. City have it at the back. Watson sends it down the left, looking for Crooks over his head. Akinyemi does well to keep it in play. Runs after his own ball. Needham were able to clear through Jake Dye. Crooks heads it back to Smith. Smith lofts it forward. John Lewis loses track of the ball. Burgess can't win the tackle, and the yellow shirts once again have it. They're halfway there to get the result. And Woodyard late on his Needham marking man. He's so lucky he's on a yellow card. The Needham man, he's not even given the foul, the referee. The Needham man is still down the ground. The Needham backroom staff are saying to the fourth official, that is surely a foul. He's going to be fine here, is Carl Hammond.
Yeah.
But you cannot dive in like that, Alex Woodyard, when you're on a yellow card.
No, if the referee sees that, he's off. If the referee sees it and thinks it's a foul, he's probably off. So he's got lucky there as Woodyard.
And he's on the ball now, is Woodyard. He might be the first substitution at some point in this second half, Alex Woodyard. Surely City have to go for this a bit more. Fed through down the right-hand side. Poor ball, though, from corner, straight to a yellow shirt. Long ball downfield, looking for Ingram, the lone striker. Smith's been dragged all the way across the right-hand side. Gets there first in front of the Needham Market supporters. Gives it to Corner, who goes forward to Dyson. Dyson under pressure. He's caught on the ball, Ollie Dyson. Falls kindly, though, for Crooks. Crooks to Akinyemi on the turn, came deep again. Akinyemi needs someone in front of him, comes forward, gets past his man. Akinyemi's got overload on the right side. Poor ball from Akinyemi. Should have fed Fallowfield through.
Yep.
Done well, though, to re-chase the ball there as Akinyemi's back on halfway, but he wins the ball back for York City.
And he'd done superbly well as well to get into that position. But it's just the final ball just lacking again for City, but a little bit more intense. Harrogate
0, Stockport 2, I'm hearing. Difficult to hear because the noise inside this stadium, for whatever reason, doesn't seem particularly loud. Everything suddenly went very quiet then for a second, but I'm told it's Harrogate 0, Stockport County 2. Thrown to York City. Crooks back to Woodyard. Well, he's gone all the way back to halfway again here, Crooks, from level with the edge of the penalty area from that throw-in, and now York City into their own half. Just not helping themselves at times, Ian. There's no reason for that ball to go all that way back.
No, it's like we're almost forcing the ball back to play, rather than, you're in a good position. Let's go forward.
Especially from the throw-in.
Especially from the throw-in, yeah.
Crooks.
To suddenly end up on the back in the middle of your own half.
Akinyemi back to Woodyard. To Smith. Woodyard pings it out to the right-hand side, looking for Fallowfield. Headed away, though, by Needham. Back to Corner it goes. Neil Ardley with his black Puma jacket zipped all the way up. Hands in his pockets, he's feeling the cold. No shorts from Neil Ardley, the York City manager. Very sensible. Unlike his two assistants, that's why they're assistants. They're learning on the job here.
This is it.
Down the line for Burgess, right inside the penalty area, tries to pull it back, hits a Needham Market man, sent back in again from Batty. Goalkeeper jumps with it with John Lewis, and John Lewis is penalised. Free kick to Needham Market inside their own 6-yard box. Still 0-0, 50 minutes on the clock. And for once we can hear the South Stand, who are going to try and get in the ears, get in the head of the Needham Market goalkeeper.
Always going to be a foul, David, but I still don't get the protection keepers get so much protection. I mean,
There's nothing in that, was there?
Dippo hardly jumped.
Yeah, it wasn't going to be a goal anyway. The goalkeeper did enough, but it wasn't a foul.
No.
Long ball downfield. Comes off a York City man as well, and that'll be a Needham throw-in deep inside the York City half. York City are certainly not putting on a show today, boys and girls.
They're not, no. And I love Dippo Akinyemi, but for me, this isn't his position. I know why. I can understand why you'd maybe want to bring him out here and try and isolate him a little bit and use his pace on the left-hand side. But for me, David, get him down the middle. He's your threat. He's your goal scorer. Having said that, we haven't really created much either, so you could have Ian Rush up front.
Needham come forward. Corner gets there first, has to keep it in play by the corner flag. Gets a lucky ricochet as well. Corner infield, he goes to Smith, who has to clear down the right fallow field. Straight to a yellow shirt again. In front of their fans, far side of the field. Needham Market intercepted by Woodyard. Does well this time. Good ball out to this near side to Akinyemi. Brings it down on halfway. Now he's going to try and run at his defender. Down the left-hand side, cuts in field. Akinyemi still got the ball, goes down the outside again to the edge of the penalty area, needs to put the cross in, he does, but it's a poor cross from Akinyemi, who was tackled as he tried to put it in, and the referee said it goes behind for a corner. Yeah, no, he did really well there, Akinyemi. Sort of contradicting what I've just said about him out on the left-hand side. He suddenly swung to life then when he got the ball into feet and fronted up with his full-back, took him on and won City a corner. 52 minutes in though, York City's first corner of the match. That says everything, I think, doesn't it? That, unfortunately, for York City's. Burgess has come across to take it, raises his right arm, make sure everyone in the penalty area has seen it as he slowly walks across to take this corner. You do to get a move on here, Scott. There's no time wasting exercise.
You want urgency, don't you?
Yeah.
To get the
taking an age to get over here to take this. In it comes now, right-footed to the near stick. Oh, missed it, bounced in the area, a bit of a scramble, cleared. Again, though, they won 2 contacts there, did Needham Market. Did in the York City penalty area earlier and have done now in their own. Wasn't a good corner. Ball still being knocked around the edge of the Needham Market penalty area, and it's nodded back to the goalkeeper, Garnham. I've got to say, 7 minutes in, 8 minutes in, David. It's sort of carrying on. It's following the course of the first half, really, yeah. It's I just like to see the team have a little bit more urgency, and that's somebody up with the corner there, Scott Burgess. Get the ball moving. Don't let this game go dead. Needham will love it, the pace of this match right now. Played it out well from the back. They almost gave away possession there, Needham. You heard the big ooh, but they managed to feed it downfield. And now they've turned away from Woodyard, who couldn't put a tackle in because he's on yellow. I'd be taking him off. Across this near side it goes. Ingram down the line to Dye. He pulls it back into the penalty area. He's got space there. It runs off Ollie Dyson rather easily. Did the Needham Market man. City now have got men back behind the ball, and it goes back to the captain, Kieran Morphew. Dye. Little return ball looking for Dye again. City hoping it's going to go dead. It's kept in play though by Needham Market as Smith tries to shepherd that ball behind. Then Crooks comes across and puts it in touch for a throw into Needham right by the corner flag. It's just all, again, still nice and not really. I've seen enough, Ian. I'd be making changes. Yeah, I think the manager will be. Hammond for the away side. Ingram tries to play it forward, can't be controlled by Tevin Allen, and it goes through to Rory Watson. I mean, there's attacking options on the bench. You've got Hancock, Castro, Kennedy, Siziva. I don't think he trusts them all. To have had to be, when you've got so many players who can play out wide in an attacking sense, and to know that none of them to be starting this game suggests that he doesn't trust them. Scarborough have got a second. They lead Oxford City by 2-0, Jonathan's Greening side. Yeah, you might be right, but or was this a game where he's tried something slightly different, and you know, it clearly hasn't worked up to this point. Well, outfield players: Castro, Hancocks, Kennedy, Siziba, and Barrow. Not sure if Barrow is actually fit enough to. I think he said a couple of weeks ago he could probably do 10 or 15 minutes at the end of a game. I know he took a bit of a knock on his knee as well last week and was hobbling around last Saturday when he was up here with us. Thankfully, there was no damage done from the whatever he did in training last Saturday morning. I'm not sure he can actually do too much at the minute. He may just be on there just to make the numbers. I thought you were going to say when he came up here, he got a bad tackle from Mr. D. Ward. No, I was on my best behaviour last week. I saved those for you. Smith down this left-hand side to Crooks. Infield to Dyson. Come on, Ollie Dyson. You've got loads of room there. He pings it out to the right-hand side. Good ball to Fallowfield. Fallowfield over the top to Burgess. Come on. Scott Burgess can't keep it in play. Runs it into touch. He's not had the best afternoon, Scott Burgess, I'm afraid. That's it. He's had enough, Neil Ardley. is out and he's calling his players back. Who's he calling back? Kai Kennedy's been called.
I'm trying to think of a word to describe Scott Burgess' performance this afternoon, and tentative ring.
Ordinary.
Well, yeah, but tentative as well. There's been nothing full-blooded, you know. The tackles haven't been there. You might not be a tackler, but you still got to put your body in the way. And his passing's not been great, and yeah, he's just not had a good afternoon. He's not alone. Don't get me wrong. He's not alone.
No, certainly not alone. Fallen kindly to Dyson just on the edge of the area, and then he runs into a Needham market defender, and he slides on his knees across the greasy turf. The sprinklers have been on. And Needham come forward down the left-hand side. It's kept in play over there, is it? No, it's not. It got away from Ryan Fallowfield. It just stopped. He could see that it had gone out of play. And the throw-in will be taken by York City on halfway. And Kennedy now gets some instructions from Tony McMahon. Throw-in taken quickly. Back to Woodyard. He's going to go back to Tyler Cordner.
Yep. And City, again, I'm using that word, urgency. It's just lacking in urgency. They're keeping the ball semi-decently well, but
it's going nowhere.
It doesn't feel like, I can't see the end product.
It's boring.
Yeah, and when we do get there, the final ball hasn't been good enough.
They're content with this.
Oh, they're for the moon.
Everyone back behind the ball. City just wasting their own time, knocking it from right to left, left to right.
The more they see City knocking the ball from around the back, the happier they will be. They're doing their job. They're doing what they've set out to do, which is to quell anything the York City can offer.
Yeah. Over at the back with Smith. Now he comes forward to Akinyemi, who's found a little hole. Has to drop off again. Tries to play it through. John Lewis, to be fair to John Lewis there, was pointing where he wanted it, and Depot went the other side of him.
Yeah. But again, that final ball just wasn't good enough.
You often hear in sport, you do what the opposition would least like you to do.
Yeah.
Well, York City passing it around at the back is doing exactly the opposite.
Yeah.
Like, it's doing exactly what Needham Market want them to do. The City try and come forward down the right-hand side. This is a hard watch if you haven't already guessed. The magic of the FA Cup. Scarborough 2, Oxford City 1. Into midfield it goes to Crooks.
One positive I would say is that if you're a sub right now, you're looking at this thinking you can come on and make an impact. If I'm Kai Kennedy down there ready to come on, I'd be...
I can't do any worse, he's thinking.
Oh, no, exactly. And
what a terrible ball that was from Crooks to try and find Dyson. And now they come forward. Dadai bursts forward over halfway. Needs a bit of help, though. Plays it down the line to Allen. Allen round the back. Can he put a ball into the box? He can. But Tyler Cordner on the stretch just about gets enough on it. Falls again to yellow shirt, edge of the area. Batty thinks about a shot. Oh, and that's the chance. And he's put it over the bar from just inside the penalty area. Number 8, Dylan Williams. And he's hit it over the bar. Hits the target. He scores for Needham Market. He should have hit the target. He hit it into the empty seats behind the goal.
It's a good move. Do you know what? They didn't. Needham Market didn't even have players getting there. Somehow, was it Williams? He did get there, but they were almost content just to attack and sit.
Well, it's the change we suggested. It is Woodyard that's coming off. He's not had a good game on his return.
No, feeling his way, I think, after his injury. But I expect things from Kai Kennedy here now, David. He's an attacker. Go and have a go, kid.
Right, what they're doing with the system, let's have a look here in a second. The City player out from the back, Crooks to Smith. Where's he gone, Kai Kennedy? Kai Kennedy
He's gone down the middle.
He's gone down the middle alongside John Lewis. So he's gone down the middle, Burgess has gone back into midfield, and Depot's still stuck out on this left-hand side. So it's still the 4-3-3, but with a change in personnel. In fact, he was literally right next to John Lewis. They both went for the same ball there.
Yeah.
Centre of the field.
Is this just temporary to get Dippo, when the move breaks down, maybe Dippo will end up going up front? Doesn't look like it, though.
Doesn't look like it. Oh, look at Neil Ardley again. Throws his water bottle down in disgust there as the ball goes into touch for a Needham Market throw-in on this near side.
No, this isn't going to his plan this afternoon. He'll expect an awful lot more from this group of players.
Especially after a whole week's training.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd seen it in training. He's picked the team on the basis of that, but he'll have expected much more.
Oh, they've got her on the back on the right-hand side behind Ryan Fallowfield this time. Page. Callum Page. Back it goes to Hammond. Hammond puts the cross into that York City box. There's no one there, though. It's a poor cross, and it loops into the arms of Rory Watson. Walsall 3, Gillingham 0 in League 2. Doncaster 2, Sutton 0. Wrexham 1, Salford 2 still in that division as well. Harrogate Town still trailing. Scarborough Athletic winning in the FA Cup. Crooks at the back for York City. That was a poor pass to Smith. He's lucky that his goalkeeper's there to help him out, Adam Crooks. Just sloppy.
Yes, that's exactly the word, sloppy. And it's been like that all afternoon, David. Some of the passing has been, they haven't taken care on the pass. It's as if this will do, rather than, a really
John Lewis
positive
back
move.
to Dyson, back to his centre-back. Again, the crowd getting frustrated. Got to do better. Over an hour gone now in this game. Half an hour to go. Still goals. Oh, John Lewis. His touch was terrible there, but he did well to retrieve it. Now it's fired forward to Dyson. Dyson over the top, looking for Akinyemi. But Akinyemi, can he get there before the Needham market defender? He can, on this left-hand side, and he lofts it into the middle, coming in around the far side. Bounces over the head of Ryan Fallowfield. Got a little nick in it to Burgess. Batty, back to Burgess, just outside the penalty area. Fallowfield to the right to Kennedy. Can he get a ball in? And it comes now into the middle, and it's put out for a corner kick. Slightly better from York City.
Slightly better. But again, Kai Kennedy, that cross, it wasn't the greatest cross in the world. But City have won a corner. They could just do with a goal, David, just to settle everybody down a little bit and hopefully spark a bit of life into themselves.
Burgess goes across the fight again. He's in no particular rush to get across there.
Does he? Yeah, I mean, surely the message is get that ball moving, get playing, get it moving quickly. Don't let Needham rest.
Again, raises his right arm, outswinger, right-footed, far side of the ground, into the penalty area, headed away by Needham Market. They're winning everything in the air. They're not particularly big side.
They just want it that little bit more.
Back to Burgess. Can't get the cross in, wins another throw for York City.
It looks like this has been not been too nasty or anything, but we just look a little bit heavy-legged at times as well. It's the pace of the game has never really taken off from kick-off.
It's as if the players have listened to Neil Ardley last week in the post-match saying, you know what, I'm not going to be able to change this season. They're not going to be able to play the way I want to play. So they're saying, you know what, we're going to prove the manager right. They've played this well, though, down the right-hand side to Kennedy. Can he get the ball into the box? No. He does. Headed away by Needham. As far as Dyson, he's encouraged to shoot by the crowd. Instead, he goes for the easy pass, the layoff ball to Burgess. Now back to Kennedy. Kennedy's got some room at the edge of the area. Lays off to Burgess. Surely gets a shot and goal. Oh, it's blocked. He could have done better there. Scott Burgess.
Yeah, he should have done better.
Should have hit it earlier.
Yeah. Better from City, though.
It was slightly better. Dyson. Now back to Smith. To Crooks in his own half. Crooks to the left-hand side to Burgess. Burgess to Akinyemi. Still hugging this left-hand touchline. Need big Depot in the centre. Yeah. Sends the defender onto his backside at the edge of the area. But Needham Market clear. And again, everyone's in the defensive third for the side from the Southern League Premier Central Division. Dyson. 0-0. Very 0-0.
It's still a very 0-0 game, yeah.
It is. I can't have believed it was going to be this easy to keep York City quiet today.
No, I came looking, especially when I saw that team, David, I was thinking this could be a real opportunity to grab some goals, but it really hasn't materialised.
Dyson down the centre of the field, looking for John Lewis, can't bring it under control, through to the goalkeeper it goes.
Too direct, straight at the keeper. But again, a little bit better that in trying to get in behind this defence.
He's had enough though. Next sub's about to come for York City. Xander Siziba will be the man.
Yeah. I'd like to see us, I keep saying it, Dave, I'd get into a 4-4-2, get Kennedy and Siziba wide, John Lewis and Akinyemi up front, let the midfield solve itself. We need something more, we need something different, because this has all been too easy for Needham Market to defend.
Xander Siziba's top here is just that little bit too tight. He's really struggling to get it off. On this near side, offside flag goes up against Needham Market.
Crikey, imagine me trying to fit into that.
He's got sort of like his skins on, then he's got his sort of like his sports training bra that they have the little tracker in, and then he had some other tight top over the top of that and he couldn't get it off. He's managed to now, and now he gets his York City first team top on. 23 on the back, Siziba. City have it on the right. Down the line to Kennedy from Fallowfield. Kennedy, 3 versus 3. Can City work it? Kennedy keeps hold of it on that right-hand side. Comes in field. Bit further away from goal to Dyson. Dyson's got to lay it across to Depot. He does. Depot shoots. Goalkeeper saves with his legs. The first real save he's had to make. Depot tried to give him the eyes and go to the near post. Maybe he should have gone for the far post with his right foot. He wins York City a corner.
Yep, good move from City. And if anything's going to happen, it probably is going to be Depot, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
But much better from City. And Kai Kennedy in particular, on that right-hand side, kept the ball well, kept it moving.
8 goals, 6 assists for Depot Akinyemi so far this season. Burgess gets ready to take the corner. Again, he's taken a long time over this, is Scott Burgess. And it comes now. It's a deep one. One in the air by, who's that come off last? John Lewis, goal kick.
Well, a decent corner. I don't know, I just expect maybe Tyler Corden, maybe expecting too much there. You got to remember there is opposition defenders trying to defend it as well. But
well, Tyler Corden has scored goals
yeah,
at his previous club, but he's not come close to scoring for York City so far. A bit like Hamza Ben Sharif. Great scoring record as a centre-back everywhere else. Came to York City.
Until he came to York.
And it was only right after he'd made 100 appearances so he got his first goal. Here comes the change. It's Scott Burgess that's come off. Xander Siziva comes on.
Yeah, I'm not sure Scott Burgess did enough for me there, David, today.
Sorry, say I can't hear you because of all the talent.
Yeah, just say I'm not sure Scott Burgess has done enough for me today.
No.
If that was an opportunity for him to shine, I don't think he took it.
Well, that's consecutive starts for Scott Burgess.
But I'm not sure he's a right winger.
No, that's it. He's not a right. Yeah, exactly. So Siziba's gone across that right-hand side. Kai Kennedy's come across to this left. So City might have gone two up top now. No. Akinyemi and John Lewis through the centre. They have 4-4-2 for York City, but Crooks, that's a terrible ball of this near side. He can't control it. Goes into touch on halfway for a Needham market throw. Still goalless halfway through this second half.
Yeah, it makes sense to have two up top and get them two working together because, you know, Needham haven't had enough to defend against, really. So hopefully the two up top will change that. And two wingers, proper actual wingers out there now.
Crooks is going to be penalised, is he? No, linesman keeps his flag down. Needham market looking for a free kick just outside the York City penalty area. Instead it goes into touch for a throw-in. So yeah, City have gone 4-4-2. Zizeba's gone wide right. Kai Kennedy's come wide left. This is more of a natural shape for the players that are out on the pitch, you would suggest?
Yeah, natural fit. Yeah, definitely.
Bradford have taken the lead at Wimbledon in League 2, 1-0. Throw in up towards the edge of that York City penalty area, kept in play by Needham on this near side. By Jacob Lay, still got it as Lay, tries to get away from, it gets away from two York City men. Easy. Lay into the penalty area, down the byline, lays it off to Allen, still in the box, the shot's going to come in, is it? No, they've been forced out of goal, City get men back, still the yellow shirts have it though. Got him far too easily there, Ian.
Yeah,
across the left hand side, can they put a ball in? Held up, gives it to Kyle Hammond. Hammond dinks it into the York City penalty area down this near side, offside flag goes up. What was going on there? Harrogate 0, Stockport 3 on DAB.
Yeah, see, just the pair of them got into each other's way. I think it was Kai Kennedy and Crooks, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was after you, Claude. One of you will win the ball and the other one thinks the other one will, and neither of them did.
Not sure what City are doing here either. They're just playing it around in the left-back position, little triangles, back to Watson. That was going in the sticks of his control, let him down. He's supposed to put it wide of goal.
Yeah. The
he
little
gives it to Cordner.
Yeah,
really poor this afternoon. Cordner slips as he tries to play the ball forward, straight to a yellow shirt. Now they have it on the left. Batty has to get back in to help out. Still got it over there is Jacob Lay.
My fear is, David, here that Needham Market, they are gaining in confidence. By now they should be sort of...
they should have scored in the second half.
Well,
they've had a real chance.
Yeah, but they're gaining in confidence. I kind of thought and hoped maybe they start to tire, but when you get a bit of sort of encouragement to come at you, your legs, you find that energy, and for me that's what Needham are doing at the moment. They should be tiring, but they're not. We haven't worked them hard enough.
Yeah,
We're the pro team.
Are miles off it today. Siziba to John
now
Lewis,
then,
down the right, Depot, wide right.
Here we go.
Now he cuts in field. He's got Kai Kennedy in the middle. They can't pick him out. The defender stops the cross coming in, and it falls kindly again to a yellow shirt.
I don't think it was ever on, that pass.
No, I don't. Akinyemi's hurt himself as well, just limping slightly over there. He's going to be fine, I think.
Yeah, we're just trying to force it there.
Crooks to Kennedy, sells the dummy to the defender, or tries to sell the dummy. The defender read it. York City throw-in. Crooks to Dyson. Dyson's his first thought every time he gets the ball on the turn, straight back.
Yeah.
Turn the other way, Ollie.
Yeah. Look forward.
Body positioning all wrong. Down the right-hand side, Fallowfield. Fallowfield tries to find Ziziba. He's not had a good game today. It falls Ziziba in the penalty area. What's the referee given?
Oh, handball.
The referee says handball. And to be fair, there are no complaints. It was a terrible clearance from the defender.
Yeah, I'm not sure Ziziba knew anything about that. It's hit his hands more than handball for me, but the referee's always going to give them.
He's through on goal.
Yeah.
That's gone into touch again in front of those Needham fans.
Oh,
look at Neil Ladley again, having to go at Kai Kennedy for not getting back in to help out.
the players aren't meeting his expectations this afternoon.
No.
He's set them up, and they're clearly not doing what he has asked them to do.
Ball forward. Oh, given away by John Lewis. He just couldn't hold it up. Centre of the park. Comes across this near side.
Yeah.
Ingram. Still got it of the visitors.
They've got us on the back foot.
They have got us. Tevin Allen. Allen. Few step overs into the penalty area. Allowed to come into penalty area. Now he plays it down the line, crosses the box, round the back stick. They had a man rushing in. Thank goodness Ryan Fallowfield was there to knock it behind for a corner kick.
This is getting too close, David, now. It's getting closer. Needham Market, definitely the confidence is searing through their veins at the moment. They think there's a scalp here. Right now, they're thinking... I'm pretty sure half an hour ago they took the 0-0. Right now, I think they can... They can do it.
This is the worst performance of the season, Ian. That's saying something. This has just been really, really disappointed.
Turgid.
They've fallen asleep from the corner kick of York City 2. They've gone short. In comes the ball now. Not a great cross into the box. All the way across the right-hand side it comes. Allen keeps it in play. Dinks it down the line. They've got an overload at both sides.
Yeah. Have they got 12 men on the pitch? It looks like
it does look like it. Harrogate got one back, but they trail 3-1 against Stockport County. George Thompson with a penalty. Throw into Needham Market. 18 minutes to go. That is all.
It's still a long way to go, but City, they're going to have to start soon.
Needham keep the ball in play. In fact, they've been given a free kick, have they? They have, on this near side. For a foul by, was it Kennedy or was it Crooks?
Has he given the foul, or is it because it's a head injury stopped the game?
I think he's given a foul. Oh,
Is it a drop? I think it's a drop. It wasn't a foul, was it? I think just.
It just suggested it was a push to the linesman, but I think you're right. Well, that's just strange. Well, we'll go out to find out. I think you might be right. It might be an uncontested drop ball near the corner flag.
What doesn't make. Yeah, it is, isn't it? He's stopped it for head injury, and what do Needham Market? What do you do here? You put it in the box, don't you?
Well, you just got to volley it in the box when he drops it, surely.
No one's going to like that.
Volley the bouncing ball straight into the box. That's what I'd do.
Well, that's what I'd do as well, but... Yeah,
and that's what they do.
Yeah.
To this near post, and it's headed into touch by Adam Crooks for a throw-in. Neil Ardley's not happy with the fourth official now over that, but again, nothing to do with the fourth official.
No, as the referee saw the head injury, stopped the game.
Throwing down this near side then from Needham Market. They're the fans you can hear.
This is ever so quiet. It's the quietest I've heard this stadium from City's point of view.
Oh, and they've worked it well from the throw-in. In comes the box. Oh, Watson gathers at the second attempt at his near post. Spilled it virtually the first time it came to him, managed to drop on it. And he clears. Oh, that's not a good clearance from him. And it's sent all the way back downfield. It's going to be a York City throw-in, tight against their own corner flag, far side of the field. Come on, York City, you must do better. You have to be better than this.
Just look at Roy Watson. That was actually his hand. It looked like he dropped it, but I think it was one of those difficult ones that dipped right at the last minute, hit the ground, and then hit his hands, and looked like he spilled it. I think I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. It looked like he was in control of it. I'll give it good goalkeeping there.
Smith
could have been horrible.
It could have been horrible. Batty flicks it. Oh, it's almost picked up by the Needham man just outside the edge of the penalty area. City hack it clear. That's going to be a foul in midfield. No, the yellow shirts pick it up all the way through. It goes to Watson. 0-0, BBC Radio York, 16 minutes to go. It's been terrible.
Yeah.
It has.
Yeah.
You've got to say it as it is, haven't you?
Yeah. I will take a 1-0 right now.
You can't be a happy clapper if it's as bad as this has been today. Played through to Sisiba. He can run at the defence. They've got lots of men back. To the right-hand side for Fallowfield. Cross into the box from Ryan Fallowfield. Coming around the back is Crooks. He can't get there. Goes for a throw in this near side. Yeah,
right now I'd take a scrappy 1-0. Last minute win.
Any day of the week.
Do you know what? I wouldn't like to have to go and play at Needham Market on Tuesday night. They're not a bad team, but going there as well, long journey. Their tails will be right up. You know,
in front of a couple of hundred.
Yeah, it wouldn't
be the crowds. The first qualifying round they won away at FC Romania. Where's that, Ian?
Romania.
Do you know what the crowd was that night? Oh, sorry, that Saturday.
82.
71.
Oh.
Second qualifying round away to Hashtag United. They won 1-0. Do you know where Hashtag United is, Ian?
Somewhere in the.
You're not having a good afternoon, are you? In front of the crowd?
Hashtag United. Where's hashtag United? Seriously?
In front of a crowd of 245.
Oh, that's not bad.
Peterborough Sports, third qualifying round, 0-0 away from home.
Ask
In
me
front of
where
a crowd. Where's Peterborough Sports here?
Ask me where that is.
In front of a crowd of
Northampton.
333.
Wow.
And then for the replay, where they won 3-0 10 days ago, 201. So, if City were to draw here today, you could be looking at the smallest ever crowd for a York City first team game down at Needham Market on Tuesday evening.
Would we take a few there?
Well, we would. Ball forward to Akinyemi. Can he force the game to be finished today so there isn't a replay? Has to go back to Kai Kennedy. City have got many on the edge of the box though. Kennedy to John Lewis, stays onside. Terrible touch from John Lewis.
That is not. I'm sorry, it isn't good enough. So you need your striker to hold the ball up for you and bring the other players into the game. Instead, it ends up back on our 18-yard box.
Yeah, that was poor from the York City captain, John Lewis.
Yeah, he is better than that.
Smith at the back for York City to Crooks. Infield to Dyson. Again, Dyson's body position. Look, Tony McMahon said exactly the same.
Yeah.
Turns straight away to give it back to his defenders. You've got to go forward, Ollie.
First thought is backwards. Is that a confidence thing, or is he trying to be too
Tony
neat?
McMahon did exactly the same thing as what we've been saying. You can see with his body position what he said to Neil Ardley. Forward to Crooks down the line.
There we go. Come on.
Down the back. That's a terrible though from Crooks all the way through to the goalkeeper. Gave Akinyemi no chance whatsoever.
The problem is you can hear the fans now getting disgruntled, and that will go on to the players out there. They start to feel a little bit of extra pressure in everything they do. It's just not been. We've not been at the races really. But it's still 0-0 with 10-15 minutes to go. I'll take a goal now, David, and chalk this one down to experience.
Fallowfield, corner, Batty, Fallowfield, Siziba.
No.
Wins York City a throw in.
But he's running in, you know what I mean?
Neil Ardley's looking down the line here, just thinking, what options have I got left?
Hold on.
Scott Barrow's the only one down there.
I'm putting my hands
turned
up.
back and thought, no, I'm not going to use that one at the minute. Other options are Quevin Castro, Mitch Hancocks and Scott Barrow. They're the outfield options. Batty has to go back from virtually halfway all the way to his goalkeeper. 12 minutes to go, still goalless, still very goalless from York City. Kennedy to Crooks. Crooks man on, got to be aware. Took far too long there, Adam Crooks. Needed a bit of help, to be fair to him.
Yeah.
Siziba to Fallowfield. Fallowfield infield to John Lewis. Again, John Lewis can't control the ball, gives away possession. He's having a shocker.
Yeah, he's not. That ball into his feet, he never. He doesn't get it under control well enough for me. That first touch. He's a big lad. He's strong. Gonna maybe have to trust himself a little bit more. But it bounces off him a little bit. That's my fear.
Smith bursts forward. He sees a gap inside left. Plays it through to Kennedy. Continues his run to Smith. Kennedy comes back in field. Little ball to Siziba. Siziba up to the edge of the penalty area to Fallowfield. Crossing position. Into the box it comes. Goalkeeper pounds it away to Smith at the back post. Back it comes in. Kai Kennedy misses kick. Still not cleared it though, Needham. City have it edge of the box. Dyson. Oh, Ollie Dyson! What was that finish? He opened his body up. No confidence whatsoever. And he's dragged it well wide of goal. Free shot at the edge of the area. What was that from Ollie Dyson?
At least it's a shot. That's awful. Dear me.
Shocking.
No, that was awful. I think you got it absolutely spot on, David. It was a player just lacking in confidence in front of goal.
1,867, 101 away supporters.
Wow.
He's just got to put his foot through it. He's tried to side foot it. His body angle's terrible.
The whole body position was wrong for that kind of a shot. You know, it's always going to go.
He's tried to sort of stab it and open his body up at the same time.
Yeah. No, it kind of sums us up a bit. So that was the first bit of excitement we've had in the match, and it's almost like it was fated to end like it did. Very, very damp, squibbish. If that's even a word. I'm looking for new words. And
Callum Page is getting a bit of treatment here. So there's a hold up in play. Lots of players taking the opportunity to come across to this near side to take on some fluids. Try and bring you some updates on the other FA Cup scores while this is all going on. Where there are goals, let's have a look what we can tell you. Oh, nothing's updating on my side. Oh, they have done now. Right, they're still having drinks. Fylde 2, Leek 1, Totton 0, Ramsgate 1, Aldershot 3, Lewis 1. In fact, running out of time, so I'll just give you the games where there are National League sides. Altrincham 0, Oldham 0, Barnet 2 on up at Averley, Bournemouth 0-0, Bromley 3, Wilston 1, Whitby a 2-2 at Chelmsford, Chesterfield 4, Kettering 0, Eastleigh 1, Dover 0, York at Eastleigh next Saturday. Halifax 1-0 down at home to Marine. Hartlepool 2-0 down at home to Chester. Callum Page has had to go off here. And it was, who was it who came on there, Ian? Was it Ollie Fraser, the number 12?
I believe it was, yeah.
So that's a straight swap. What can York City do here? They have 9 minutes plus injury time. Just quickly run through these scores. Hereford 1, Rochdale 0. Dorking are 2 down at Horsham. Kidderminster 2 up against Ashton United. Scarborough still lead Oxford City by 2-1. Solihull are 3-1 up on Biggleswade Town. Gateshead 1 up at Stourbridge. Maidenhead 2 up at Weston-super-Mare. City try and come forward with John Lewis at this left-hand side. Goalkeeper blasts it against his own defenders, but the defenders were awake enough to put it into touch for a throw-in on this near side. And Southend 2 down at Yeovil. So there are a number of upsets.
FA Cup.
This would probably be the biggest if City were to lose here today.
Word, yeah, I haven't contemplated that.
Throw-in taken from the edge of the penalty area all the way back to halfway. What is going on here? What is going on, Ian?
I'm not sure of the wisdom of that one, to be honest. When you're trying to win a match, you get 10 minutes left.
As if they want a replay, York City. They need a game on Tuesday. Ziba, right-hand side, dinks it into the penalty area. Onside, John Lewis, he's missed a sitter. Free header, centre of goal, 6 yards from goal, and he's put it a good 4 or 5 yards wide of goal.
Do you know, you can almost forgive, the ball's into it and he's losing it, it's bouncing off him, and the player there, it's been poor for 80 minutes. You've got to hit the target with your header from the 6-yard box, and everything else is gone at that point as a striker. That was just a really poor effort.
That's the best chance of the game.
Best chance of the game for both teams, really.
Yeah, by a distance.
Well fashioned by City, getting closer, but the final ball, the final touch was his, and it wasn't good enough.
Headed clear by Smith. John Lewis can't get there. Goalkeeper's able to come and gather on this near side. Appeals that he'd handle the ball out of the area. Not given. He's a big old lad, isn't he, the goalkeeper? He's a good unit.
He looks like he's enjoyed life, that's for sure. and all it has to offer.
He clears. He's done a good job today when he's been called into action. Smith can't find Kennedy. Needham Market win the ball in the centre of the park on this right-hand side with this substitute. Looks as though he's got something about him. Ollie Fraser still got it, comes towards the corner flag. Tyler Corner comes across and retrieves the situation for York City. Gives it to Kennedy. Kennedy over the top looking for John Lewis. Oh, he's on his heels as John Lewis. The defender just nicks off in front of him. Then John Lewis brings him down. The referee's going to pull it back, and he may have a word with John Lewis. He does, and it's a yellow card for Linnell John Lewis. Yeah,
he'll be frustrated, Linnell John Lewis. Like I say, a few of his touches have been poor, and then to miss that opportunity, he'll be annoyed with himself, because that was a chance to really put this game to bed almost. It's not to bed at 1-0, but to put it into the back of our memories how poor the first 80 minutes have been. A goal would have lightened that blow, because it's been pretty poor.
Needham Market, pretty poor, the biggest understatement of the season so far from Ian Dunn. Mark it in your diaries.
Yeah.
4:43.
Here we go.
Saturday.
Go on, Defoe, lad. Oh,
down the right-hand side, it comes to Ziba, edge of the area, good tackle. Wins the ball, goes behind for a corner kick. Yeah, 4:43. Saturday, the 14th of October. When Ian Dunn said it's been, what was the other words? Pretty poor.
Yeah, I could think of other words.
Corner kick, far side of the ground. York City, their 4th corner this second half. Haven't looked like scoring for the other 3. Let's hope they do something better this time. Batty's gone across to take it. He's been given instructions by the backroom staff over here. You haven't listened to Neil Ardley, though. Raises his right arm, outswing it, and it comes into the middle now. Goalkeeper gets a good fist and punches it clear. Who's going to try and get a free kick here, line down the penalty area to waste a bit of time. The referee wasn't buying it. He's gone into touch for a throw-in. Now he's going to hold up play.
I say that in a bit derogatory, really. No one touched him.
No. He's time wasting.
Yeah, no, but I mean, none of our players got near him to touch him, which is,
And the referee knows it, and he's been pulled to his feet.
Yeah.
They're going to make another substitution in Needham. Coming on is number 15, Seth Chambers. a striker that's come through their academy. They're only minutes away here, 5 minutes plus injury time. He's in no rush to get off, this guy, is he?
No.
Is it Tevin Allen?
Well, if I'm a York City player, I'm looking and thinking I don't want to go to Needham Market on Tuesday either, because it'd be a tough proposition, you know. Raise it for this last 5-10 minutes, whatever's added on. Go 100 mile an hour and try and win this match here this afternoon.
It's nice to see number 7. It's Luke Ingram, the leading striker. So it's a like for like lone striker. Ziziba gives it to Batty. Batty to Dyson. Goes back towards his own goal, slips and gives away possession. Terrible. And now they're on the break, coming forward. Needham Market, edge of the York City penalty area. Shot's going to come in, and it bits a little nick off the defender and into the arms of Roy Watson. Ollie Dyson.
Just concentration, poor touch.
I feel as though I'm always on at him because it's just completely lacking in confidence. It's not meant to be that way. Confidence? But he's having a shocker.
Is it confidence, or is it that first touch? Because in the middle of the park, when
again, he body position to go backwards instead of forwards.
Yeah, I know. I totally appreciate what you're saying.
Long ball forward. Akinyemi can't do much with it. Who's it come off last? Goalkeeper thinks it came off the Needham man. Lassie comes across and puts it into touch for a throw-in. Taken quickly to Ziziba. Back to Fallowfield. To Ziziba. Fallowfield. Round the corner. But Batty can't do anything with that. Goes behind. Goal kick. Do they not realise I'm supposed to be going to Wembley Tuesday night, Ian?
Do they not realise how far Needham Markets is away from them?
Well, to be fair, lots of them probably don't.
Oh dear.
Deary me.
What do you do, David?
If anyone fancies a trip to Wembley, I've got 3 tickets that might be going for sale.
Oh, I'll go.
Ball centre of the field. It was offside as Akinyemi, so lucky it didn't get to him.
You've got takers, David, already.
2 adults, 1 child. Right hand side. Long ball downfield, into touch. Sharon's joking in my ear that she'll go. Unfortunately, she'll be stuck in the studio presenting this if City don't get a win.
There's 2 adults going. I'll go as the child.
Far side of the field. Throw in to Needham Market. 2 minutes plus injury time to go. And there won't be much. There'll be a little bit, but there won't be that much, I wouldn't have thought. 4 minutes maybe?
I honestly thought we'd nail this game today, David. I didn't even register that there could be a replay on this match.
Neil Ardley's getting frustrated again with the 4th official down here over the time wasting that Needham are doing to take the throw in far side of the field. Oh, Batty's played it back to Smith, has to go back to his goalkeeper under pressure. Wow.
He apologises. Wants to be going down there as well.
Of course he won't.
It's no disrespect. He wants a week on the training ground with his team, his new team. And this would have been a great opportunity to do that.
Corner, we just struggling to get hold of the ball, does well, and he's fouled. Referee should have allowed play to go on. It's the biggest groan of the day, and it's for the referee.
Yeah, who's had a good game?
Batty, fault to John Lewis, who's offside again. Lenny.
Oh dear.
He's not happy with the decision, but you're right, he's offside.
Yes, you can see it from here, and we're off angle.
Yeah. Look at him. Look at Lenny, come on. He's bashed his hands together, Neil Ardley at him. He's right. That was terrible. Really poor from Lionel John Lewis, his captain. Long ball downfield from the goalkeeper all the way through to the other end that Watson's able to gather. 1 minute plus injury time to go. Watson bowls it out to Batty. Batty to corner. Come on, York City. Can you create anything in the short amount of time that's remaining here? Batty round the corner to Dyson. This time he decides to go forward, and he doesn't. He decides to put his foot on the ball, Ollie Dyson. Look at Kai Kennedy with him, saying he should have been faster, Ollie Dyson. To Ziziba. Ziziba comes in field. Oh, just about feeds it through to Crooks. Crooks then comes in field, gives it back to Xander Ziziba. Gets away from his man. Xander Ziziba, 30 yards from goal. Takes to the shot. Oh, goalkeeper tips over the bar, does he? No, just over the bar. Doesn't get a touch. Goal kick.
Oh, that was a bit better, wasn't it? A little bit better. Xander Ziziba. But it's few and far between, isn't it? It's not much. Not much happened in this match. And to be brutally honest,
here comes the board.
Yeah. If you're Needham Market, you probably feel like you deserve it.
4 minutes it is. Throw into York City. Again, Smith goes back to his goalkeeper from halfway inside the half. Goalkeeper gives it back to Smith. City now being penned in on the press.
Yeah.
Back to the goalkeeper again. Come on, York, get it forward. Oh, to Batty, under pressure. What are they doing? Batty to the right-hand side, manages to find Fallowfield. That was a good ball. Infield to Siziba. Siziba comes forward. Needham Market backing off, tries to feed it through to Fallowfield, round the back. Can he get there? He does. Into the penalty area it comes. York City winning late corner. That's probably the best move of the whole match, and it's coming injury time.
Yeah, it was the most energy I've seen in the match right from the start of the game there. Ryan Fallowfield bursting forward to the byline. And City, they've got a chance here to nick this match. Please take it.
Yes, please, 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 York City. The time is now. Batty's on across to take the corner. Again, there's no real rush to take the corner. Needham got everyone back bar one. Batty, outswinger, raises his right arm again, and it comes now into the mixer. One in the air by Smith, a bit of a scramble, but it's cleared. Nodded back in by Kennedy to John Lewis. He's allowed to turn. John Lewis then slips in the turf in the penalty area. He groans all around us. The York City captain couldn't do anything with it once again. Needham Market come forward. Down the right, Fallowfield's there for York. Gives it back to his goalkeeper. We've played over 90 seconds of the 4 minutes already. Rory Watson clears. Down the centre of the field, Akinyemi does really well, controls on his chest. Now he can burst forward, just keep going, Depot. Feeds it through to John Lewis, ball's going to get there eventually. Goalkeeper's come out as he clattered into John Lewis. No, shot comes in, blocked on the line. Akinyemi, it's the ball of the post!
I don't believe it.
Great defending, Needham Market man cleared off the line onto the post. Comes out to Kennedy on this near side. Kennedy dinks it back into the back stick. Ziziba can get it out of his feet, he can't. Ziziba lays it off to the edge of the area, gives possession away. Just wouldn't fall for York City. Now Crooks can't get there, and Needham Market are able to clear all the way downfield. So close for York City.
It felt like it was in. Deeper, what a great strike. Best move, best pressure of the match from York City.
Dyson, ball to the right hand side, but it's behind Fallowfield. Slows the momentum of the move going. Fallowfield now comes forward. The crowd suddenly are getting into it with 90 seconds to go. Corners, the right winger. Infield, it goes to Siziba. Siziba into the penalty area. It's blocked. Comes back out and goes behind for yet another corner kick to York City.
Better from City. They saved the best for last, David. That's the thing. I see what you mean with the sign, the scoreboard.
Corner, it says in big letters, splashed across it.
We know what it is.
Batty, this time he runs across to take it. We've played 3 minutes of the 4 minutes of injury time.
Did you not push Roy Watson up? No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Batty. In it comes now. It's the penalty area. City don't even challenge for it. Easily headed away from Needham Market. That's poor again from York City. All the way back to halfway it goes to Fallowfield. Fallowfield can come forward. He's encouraged to shoot, but don't. It's a terrible ball to Kennedy, but Kennedy's going to get there on the left. Kennedy is going to run at the full-back. Comes back in field, edge of the penalty area. Kennedy, no, Kai Kennedy. Take on the shot. Is it a shot? Is it a cross? It's into the stand behind the goal. It's wasteful, and it sums up the afternoon. It's going to finish 0-0.
Yeah, that's ending on a damp squib, that with Kai Kennedy. Little bit of fun there for City fans to enjoy, but we have to wait to the 92nd minute for anything of any note, really.
The players that are injured, aren't they? We've given up here, Ian. They're all up and walking towards the back of the stand here.
They've done one.
We've got 10 seconds to go. Batty goes back to his goalkeeper.
Launch it.
We're going to have to go all the way to Needham Market on Tuesday night. Fallowfield comes forward for York on the right-hand side. He gets past his man, comes in field, needs to pen it forward.
Come on.
Gives it to Dyson. Time's up. Dyson tries to send it forward to Crooks. Little ball around the corner to Kennedy in the penalty area, and then Kennedy lays it off. It goes behind for a goal kick. Kai Kennedy's offered absolutely nothing since coming on, I'm afraid.
No. Oh dear. Even then, there was still an opportunity, and it just wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
I wish it basically sums the words of the afternoon are just not good enough this afternoon, I'm afraid.
The goalkeeper will clear, the referee will blow. That is it, 0-0. Boos from the York City supporters. And we all go to Bloomfields on Tuesday night. Just brilliant. York City, really, really poor. You have to say, they probably deserved their draw to Needham Market. York City just never got going. Akinyemi's shot that hits the post deep into injury time. The only real opportunity that they created the whole afternoon, Ian Dunn, just not good enough for Neil Ardley's side today.
No, it wasn't, and you can't gloss it up, you can't dress it up, you can't say anything other than we didn't have enough to beat Needham Market this afternoon. There wasn't, whether it was energy, determination, ability, I'm not sure. There's a lot more questions and answers this afternoon for Neil Ardley and his backroom staff, because that team was set up to put this game to bed this afternoon, and it didn't at any stage until the 92nd minute look like it was capable of doing that. So concerns for me. I think Neil Ardley he's learning more about his team and what they can offer him, but today, this afternoon, David, simply not good enough.
He's walking around as Neil Ardley and telling his players to walk on the ground, but they're applauding virtually an empty south stand behind that goal. There's a few more still left in the stand where we are in the East, Sharon, but it's going to take a replay on Tuesday night to decide who goes through to the next round. Both sides will be in the hat for the first round draw tomorrow. It's finished York City 0, Needham Market 0.
Thanks, David. Thanks, Ian. I'm sure that's just what everybody connected with York City one way or another. Fans and staff did not want a trip to Needham Market in midweek.